Hello, in this video we're looking at Ratana Sutta verse 2. Tasmahi bhutani sameta sabbe mettam karota manusya pajaya divacharato harantiye balin tasmahine rakkatha appamatta. And now I'll read it again with the text up. Tasmahi bhuta nisameta sabbe mettam karota manusya pajaya divacharato harantiye balin tasmahine rakkatha appamatta. Tasmahi, therefore. The he is an emphatic particle. You very often find it at as the second word in a sentence, following on from an earlier proposition that has been made. Meaning, often in that sense, means therefore, just for. Proposition A, for, the following is true. Here it's slightly pleonastic, because tasma of itself means therefore. So tasmahi, and therefore, for that reason. Tasma is in fact the ablative of the pronoun tat, meaning that. Tasma, literally from that, meaning therefore. Therefore, bhuta, O beings. This is the vocative. I put M1P here. I think it should be M8P. Let's make that a vocative. Therefore, beings, nisameta sabbe. Nisameta, the verb nisameti means to listen or pay attention to something, and this is the second person plural. This is the you plural imperative, nisameta. So nisameta, sabbe, listen, all of you. Mettam karota, manusya pajaya. Practice metta or give metta. In Sanskrit and Pali, you say make metta. So karoti, he, she, it does. Karota is the imperative form. Karota, do or make, an imperative. Mettam karota, make metta. Manusya pajaya. This is the genitive dative form. Manusa means human. In fact, the man or man is the same man as our human. Paja means kind or birth progeny. Let me call up. So it's from the root jan, to give birth, be born or give birth. And sometimes the final N drops out. So the praja, which in Pali, paja, praja, born forth. It's exactly the same, and I mean exactly the same etymologically, as our word progeny via the Greek progenia, that which is born forth, sprung forth, produced forth from parents. So the praja. So praja, progeny, praja Sanskrit, paja Pali. And the dative and genitive form pajaya. This Those of you who have seen only my earlier analysis, please note that I've made a correction here. I'll call it up. Um, I put derivative adjective manusia, but no, on reflection, I said it's from, it seems to be from Sanskrit manusha, feminine manushi, just meaning human. Um, and Pali then would have the manusa. Let's make this in bold and green for Pali. Manusa, of which the feminine form is just manusi. All the other forms that I've given to you do exist, and they are genuine words. But the because of the shape of the word and the derivation of it, I'm now inclined to the view that it's from the equivalent Sanskrit adjective manusha, human, belonging to the race of Manu or Manus, feminine manushi, and exactly reflected in the Pali manusa, feminine manusi. Now, paja, dative and genitive form pajaya, manusi, dative and genitive form manusia. So manusia pajaya actually is a better grammatical sense. So make metta, or we say show metta to humankind. Mettan karota manusia pajaya. Make metta to humankind. Divacharattocha harantiye balim. Diva and ratto, these words, divacharattocha, both of them are locatives. Rather, sorry, diva is a Vedic instrumental, and ratrau is a Vedic Sanskrit locative, meaning by day and at night. The words would not appear on their own in those forms in Pali. So divacharatocha is like one of these fixed expressions where we've got Vedic grammatical forms persisting in Pali. Let me give you iPad again. Where are we? Divacha Ratraucha, which gives us then, this is the Vedic form, which then gives us Divacha Ratocha in Pali. So don't fret about these grammatical forms, they're just survivals from Vedic that have become stuck as a fixed expression. We have the same kind of thing occasionally in English, where we have grammatical survivals that aren't regularly used as part of our English grammar, but they survive. For example, we have an ancient dative plural. When we can say in the old days, but we can also say in the olden days. And that olden is a survival into modern English because it's a fixed phrase in the olden days. It's a survival of the old Anglo-Saxon um, dative plural. So you can't just add that dative plural to any word you like. It's only just remains in this, maybe a few others as well, but that's I think is the most common one. Just in rare survival. So this divachara tocha is on my interpretation a survival from Vedic usage into Pali as a kind of fixed expression. So, ye, those who, um, this is the, relative pronoun, this is the masculine, nominative masculine plural form. Ye, those who, balim, a bali is whether it's actually related to bala, meaning strength. I'm not quite sure, but a bali, find the word in both Sanskrit and Pali, is an offering made, and particularly to non-human beings. It's like a propitiatory offering to spirits or gods. Harati, from the root hri, meaning to take. Normally, harati is take away and aharati is bring. But here, harati is maybe used in the sense of bringing, or just who take and put in the correct offering place, haranti, but meaning they bring you offerings. Um, Incidentally, the word vihara comes from that same root, verb ri. Let me just explain that while we're on it. Ri, class 1 verb, harati. So harati comes out then as the same in Sanskrit and Pali. So viharati, to take off to one side, and we get a vihara. Now, how can that possibly mean a dwelling or a vihara for the monk? Well, it's the vihara, the taking away, is where you take yourself away into your private quarters. You take yourself out of the street, the marketplace, public places, your vihara. You remove yourself. It's the place that you remove yourself to. Your private space is the ultimate meaning of it. So back to our text here. Divachara Divacharatocha haranti ye balim. Ye, those who haranti, take or bring balim, offering. Divacharatocha, both by day and by night. Tasmahi, again, it's the same tasmahi as we had at the beginning of the line. For that reason, therefore, nerakata appamatta. Normally, we would expect instead of ne to see te, which is the meaning they, plural of tat, and neuter tam, him. You would expect to see te. There are several cases where you can have a ne instead of a te. And you can have it in the genitive plural as well. Instead of tesum, you can have nesum. So just regard that as an occasionally used alternative to the forms beginning with a t. So ne rakata, rakati, to defend or to protect. Rakhan, we have the chant Rakhantu, may they protect. Rakata, that's the second plural imperative. Just we had nisameta, second plural imperative. Karuta, these second plural imperatives, they all end in a ta. So nisameta, listen. Karuta, do. Rakata, protect. So may all beings, say to somebody, may you be happy. Say in the plural, say sukhita bhavata, be happy. In the singular, say sukhito bhava or sukhita bhava, depending whether you're talking to a male or a female. Sukhito bhava, sukhita bhava. But in the plural, it would be the same as sukhita. Sukhita bhavata. It's like an imperative form. Remember, that's the second imperative, you. The third person plural imperative, may they be, and that would be rakantu, bhavantu. So tasmahi ne rakata, therefore rakatane, protect them, appamatta. Now I've just added it newly to the sheet that I've done. You can look up the full story in the explanatory lexicon. It's a well-known word from the root mad, originally meaning joy and then exuberant joy, then with the prefix pra, Pali pa, mean kind of joying forth, exuberant joy rushing forth, and then by extension of meaning, you're rushing forth on the spur of whatever feelings or emotions take you. And then it has come to mean specifically in Buddhist usage, this pamada is the exact opposite of everything that's embraced within what is meant by sati, mindfulness. So pamada is the noun, it's the state you're in, and pamatta, pamatta is the adjective form, so unmindful. And we have the negated form now. In Sanskrit would be apramatta, which in Pali becomes appamatta. Let me just explain that to you on iPad. So from the root mad, we have Sanskrit pramada, madding forth, literally. This mad is the same origin as our English word mad, literally madding forth, getting carried away, losing control of your mind and your emotions. And in Pali it becomes pamada. It's a normal phonetic mutation, pramada, pamada. Now in Sanskrit, non-pramada is just apramada, and as usual in Pali we get the same negating prefix a, but we now get a doubling of the p to account for the fact it's apra in Sanskrit, so it becomes appa in Pali. Apramada, appamada. And the adjectival form of somebody who is in that state when is unmindful, heedless, overexuberant. In Sanskrit, pramatta, and in Pali, pamatta. And again, negate them in Sanskrit, apramatta, and in Pali, and again, you double the p to allow for the fact that it's a pr in the Sanskrit. Apramada, appamada. So appamatta then is the negated form. Appamatta, go back to our text. Appamatta here is the masculine nominative plural because the beings that you're talking to, namely bhuta, O beings, you're talking to them and you're now using an adjective describing the beings that you're addressing, so you will use the nominative form. So rakata appamata, protect or guard heedfully, without appamada. Sorry, without pamada, without heedlessness, without letting your minds wander off. So we'll go through the analysis quickly once more. Tasmahi, therefore, bhuta, O beings, nisameta, sabbe, all, meaning all of you, nisameta, listen, mettang karota, make metta, or how they said, show metta, manusya pajaya, to human progeny, to humankind. So it just means people, here, population generally. Divacharatocha, both by day, who, ye, haranti balim, bring offerings, divacharatocha, both by day and by night, tasmahi, therefore, nerakata, guard them, protect them, appamatta, without pamada, heedfully, mindfully, carefully, without letting your minds wander off it. So I'll read it through once more. Tasmahi bhuta nisameta sabbe Tankarota manusya pajaya divacharatocha harantiye balin tasmahine rakkata appamatta. And that's it on this video.